늘 생각했잖아. 너, 나 아직 좋아하잖아.
Today, we're talking about the K-drama actors who didn't just play romantic leads, they actually became one in real life for over a decade. Some of these couples are so stable and solid that they make the rest of us feel a little bit called out. We're counting down 13 of those couples, from the ones who got married just 9 years ago and are already couple goals, all the way to a pair that has been going strong since 1995. Let's get into it. Number 13. B-Rain and Kim Tae-hee, married 2017. Let's start with possibly the most powerful celebrity pairing in all of South Korea, B-Rain and Kim Tae-hee. And I don't mean powerful in a vague, they're both famous kind of way. I mean these two are genuinely in a different tax bracket of fame. Like, Rain is a global superstar. Kim Tae-hee is considered one of the most beautiful women in Korean entertainment history. And together, their real estate portfolio reportedly exceeds 100 billion won. So yeah, they're doing fine. But what's actually interesting about them isn't the money or the status, it's the how. Rain has admitted he was rejected by Kim Tae-hee 5 times. She thought he was too flirtatious. And instead of giving up, the man showed up with scented candles and MP3 players loaded with handwritten letters. Actually, scratch that. That's not just persistence, that's an entire romantic comedy plot. And it worked. They've been married since 2017, have 2 daughters, and have built this quiet, incredibly private life together. They rarely appear in public as a couple, which honestly makes every rare sighting feel like an event. Kim Tae-hee has done some variety appearances recently, though, and she's been lovingly roasting Rain for sneaking snacks to the kids against her wishes. So they're thriving and adorable. Number 12. Jin Tae-hyun and Park Shi-in, married 2015. Here's a couple that redefined what a happy family even looks like, Jin Tae-hyun and Park Shi-in. They met on the set of Pure Pumpkin Flower, fell in love the way drama co-stars sometimes do, got married in 2015, and then did something pretty remarkable. In 2019, they adopted a university student named Park Dabida. Not an infant, not a toddler, a university student. And when people questioned why they weren't adopting a younger child, Jin Tae-hyun didn't shy away from it. He went on social media and said something along the lines of, "Sharing meals as a family is the real way of life." That's it. That's the whole philosophy. They've since expanded their family to include foster daughters, one of whom, Han Ji-hae, is an elite marathon runner for the Gyeonggi provincial government. The couple has even traveled to Jeju to support her training. There's something genuinely moving about this family, because it's not the typical narrative. They've faced miscarriages and real grief, and rather than closing off, they just kept opening their doors. Their 11-year marriage feels less like a love story and more like a whole value system. Number 11. Joon and Park Soo-jin, married 2015. If you were a K-drama fan in the early 2000s, Joon is basically royalty to you. Winter Sonata, the scarf, the glasses, the whole thing. He was the face of the first Hallyu wave, the guy who had Japanese fans camping outside airports just to catch a glimpse. And then in 2015, he married actress Park Soo-jin in what felt less like a celebrity wedding and more like a national occasion. Fast forward to now, and honestly, they've pulled off the quietest exit in Korean celebrity history. In 2022, they moved to Hawaii to give their 2 kids a life away from the Seoul spotlight. We barely hear from them anymore. The occasional Pilates photo from a mutual friend, or news of a donation, like the millions they gave to a medical center for infants and a private school in Hawaii. And look, part of me is a little sad about it, because Joon disappearing from screens feels like a loss for all of us who grew up watching him. But the other part of me deeply respects the commitment to just living a quiet life on your own terms. That's not nothing. Number 10. Ji-sung and Lee Bo-young, married 2013. Okay, Ji-sung and Lee Bo-young might genuinely be the most balanced couple on this entire list. Both of them are Daesang winners. That's the grand prize at Korean award shows, the top of the top. Both have had massive, critically acclaimed careers. And somehow they've made it 13 years without even a whiff of professional rivalry between them. They met while co-starring in Save the Last Dance for Me. And there's something poetic about that. 2 people who fell in love, telling a story, and then went home together to build a real one. What fans really love about them is that their social media presence feels genuine. Daesang will post these sweet, enthusiastic updates about Lee Bo-young's projects, and it doesn't feel like a PR move. It just feels like a husband who's proud of his wife. They also reportedly rotate their filming schedules, so one parent is always home with their kids, which in an industry known for brutal hours is honestly impressive logistical parenting. They've figured something out that a lot of people haven't. Number 9, Young and Eugene, married in 2011. They met on the set of Creating Destiny in 2009, which even the drama title feels like the universe winking at you. They married in 2011, and for years they were a beloved but relatively low-key couple. And then they joined the Return of Superman variety show from 2016 to 2018, and Young became a phenomenon. He was just so good at being a dad on camera, so present, so attentive with their daughters, Rohi and Lauren, that he literally won an Excellence Award at the KBS Entertainment Awards for it, for being a dad on a variety show. And that's not a criticism. It just says something about how rare it is to see that kind of genuine paternal energy. What I find interesting, though, is that despite all that family content, things weren't always easy. Young has said in interviews that during Eugene's Penthouse filming period, they sometimes went 6 months without seeing each other. 6 months. And they made it work anyway, built on a shared faith and the kind of foundation that apparently even a grueling drama production schedule can't shake. Number 8, Kwon Sung-woo and Son Tae-young, married 2009. The story of Kwon Sung-woo and Son Tae-young starts with a hot air balloon in Australia and a proposal disguised as a necklace gift, which is either wildly romantic or a logistical nightmare depending on how you feel about surprises. Either way, it worked. But the real story of their 17 years together is actually how much they've had to protect their relationship from outside pressure. When Son Tae-young became pregnant before their wedding, they kept it completely secret to shield their relationship from public criticism. Kwon has talked about wearing a wig and flying to New York just to take a pregnancy test without being recognized by paparazzi. That is a level of media scrutiny that is hard to fully wrap your head around. These days, their family life is genuinely global. Son Tae-young lives primarily in New Jersey for the kids' education, while Kwon travels back and forth to Korea for work. And he said something that stuck with me, that spending time apart actually helps keep things fresh. The joy of reunion, he says, is part of what keeps them close. It's not the conventional model, but 17 years in, they've clearly found what works for them. Number 7, Kim Hee-sun and Park Joo-young, married 2007. Kim Hee-sun is one of those actresses who's been a top-tier star for so long that it's easy to forget she stepped away from it all for 5 full years after getting married in 2007. 5 years. She chose her family first, took a step back, raised her daughter Yana, and then when the time was right, she came back. And she came back strong. Alice in 2020, fully back. Her husband, Park Joo-young, is a businessman, not a celebrity, not an entertainer, just a person with his own life and career who has consistently stayed out of the spotlight. And Kim Hee-sun has talked about how that matters to her. Having a partner who isn't in the industry gives her a kind of anchor, someone who isn't measuring success by ratings or CFs or buzz. After 19 years, that grounding energy seems to be a big part of why she's still so centered, even while playing some of the most emotionally demanding roles on Korean television. Number 6, Song Yoon-ah and Sol Kyung-gu, married 2007. Sol Kyung-gu is one of the most respected actors in Korean cinema. The guy has a filmography that reads like a greatest hits of Korean film. And Song Yoon-ah is a veteran actress with a career spanning decades. Together since 2007, they've been quietly building a life that, especially in the last few years, has come to be defined as much by their generosity as their work. Their early relationship wasn't without controversy. There were rumors and public scrutiny around the timing of when they got together, and for a while that shadow followed them. But rather than fight it with press statements or damage control, they just kept doing good work and doing good things. Their 2023 donation of 50 million won to UNICEF for earthquake relief, their personal visits to and funding of surgeries for children with congenital heart disease. These aren't calculated PR moves. This is a couple that has quietly redirected their energy toward what actually matters. Sol Kyung-gu's career, meanwhile, has only grown, and his son, Sol Sang-yoon, born in 2010, is apparently being raised by two people who have figured out how to let their actions speak louder than any headline. Number 5. Cha Tae-hyun and Choi Soo-keun, married 2006. Can we just take a moment to appreciate Cha Tae-hyun? Because he is, by all accounts, a genuine human being in an industry that can sometimes make that really difficult. He married Choi Soo-keun in 2006, his first girlfriend. They started dating in high school. They have 3 kids. He calls her his stability pillar. And when he went public about struggling with panic disorder, she was the constant. What's interesting is that Choi Soo-keun is a popular assist. She's creative, she has her own career, but she's chosen to stay largely out of the spotlight. And that balance seems to work really well for them. Cha Tae-hyun is a public figure through and through, whether he's on 2 Days and One Night or doing variety or dramas. But he comes home to someone who isn't playing the celebrity game, who has been his person since they were teenagers. 20 years of marriage to your high school sweetheart in the Korean entertainment industry? That's not just sweet, that's genuinely rare. Number 4. Kim Hee-ae and Lee Chan-jin, married 2005. Kim Hee-ae is the actress who played one of the most devastating portrayals of a crumbling marriage in recent K-drama history, The World of the Marriage. And in real life, she's been in a stable, long-running marriage since 1996. There's something almost ironic about that, right? The woman who makes you feel like no relationship is safe to root for is actually living proof that they can work. Her husband, Lee Chan-jin, is a tech executive, former CEO of DreamWiz. So again, cross-industry, no celebrity ego involved. Their family life is deliberately private. They have 2 sons, and Kim Hee-ae has kept them almost completely shielded from her public life. There's no curated Instagram presence, no family content, just a woman who takes big professional risks on screen while maintaining something stable and quiet at home. That contrast feels intentional, like she knows exactly where the performance ends and the real life begins. 21 years in, that clarity seems to be serving her well. Number 3. Kim Sung-woo and Kim Nam-ju, married 2005. They have been married since 2005, and what I love about their story is how openly they've talked about how much the dynamic has shifted over the years. Kim Nam-ju has said that early on, she felt like the lesser party, that there was a kind of status imbalance where she felt she was the one punching up. And now, she says that's fully reversed. There's a story she shared recently on a variety show that I think perfectly captures what 21 years of building a life together actually looks like. Their adult daughter got sick after her first time drinking, and Kim Sung-woo caught the vomit with his bare hands. Kim Nam-ju told this story as evidence of his unbelievable paternal love. And honestly, she's right. That's not glamorous. That's not a romantic K-drama moment. That's just a dad who shows up completely, without hesitation. And apparently that kind of love, built up through 2 decades of ordinary moments, has made their bond deeper than it was at the start. Their home life, only recently shown to the public for the first time after 20 years of privacy, looked by all accounts completely real and warm and lived in. Number 2. Han Ga-in and Yeon Jung-hoon, married 2005. Here's a couple that spent years being misunderstood. Han Ga-in and Yeon Jung-hoon married in 2005. She was 23, he was a rising star, and the public immediately dubbed him the nation's thief for winning the heart of the woman everyone considered the national ideal type. Cute nickname, honestly. But the first decade wasn't easy. They didn't have children for 11 years, and the Korean tabloids ran absolutely wild with theories. Separation rumors, show window couple allegations, which, if you're not familiar, is basically Korean slang for a couple that looks good publicly but is hollow behind closed doors. And the truth? Han Ga-in has spoken about it on her YouTube channel, Freedom Lady, and she's been refreshingly real. The delay was a choice, a conscious one, rooted in her own uncertainty about whether she was ready to be a mother. She married young. She had a career she was deeply committed to. She wanted to be sure. They eventually had a daughter in 2016 and a son in 2019. And the way she talks about her family now, with this hard-won clarity, is genuinely moving. 21 years, 2 kids, and a YouTube channel where she just tells the truth. Good for her. Number 1. Cha In-pyo and Shin era, married 1995. 31 years. Cha In-pyo and Shin era met on the set of a 1994 MBC drama called Love in Your Heart, played a couple on screen, fell in love in real life, got married in March 1995, and have been together ever since. 1995. Think about what was happening in 1995, and they are still going. Their family story is one of the most genuinely beautiful in the industry. They have 3 children, their eldest son Cha Jong-min, born in 1998, and 2 daughters, Yeon and Yejin, who they adopted in 2005 and 2008. At the time, open adoption was rare in South Korea, and the couple specifically chose to be public about it in order to normalize the practice and to honor their daughters' biological mothers. That's not a PR decision. That's a values decision. In October 2025, to celebrate their 30th wedding anniversary, they traveled abroad together and were spotted holding hands and walking arm in arm like 2 people who genuinely still like each other. Not just love each other, but like each other. Shin era has said they've grown to resemble each other in their habits after 3 decades, which is either the sweetest thing you've ever heard or mildly terrifying, depending on how you feel about becoming your partner. Then, in November 2025, they attended their son's wedding. Cha Jong-min married a childhood friend, and guests reportedly commented that the parents looked too young to be in-laws. Oh, and on top of all of this, Cha In-pyo has become a successful novelist, with one of his books selected as a required textbook at Oxford University. So yes, 31 years, 3 kids, a son's wedding, a 30th anniversary trip, a novel at Oxford. They are not playing around. Which of these couples is your favorite? Drop it in the comments. I always love reading your takes, and I genuinely read them. If you haven't seen our last video yet, go check it out. We covered 15 K-drama actors who turned down major roles in hit dramas, and some of those choices will genuinely surprise you.